is a bit overweight. The vet was a little concerned about his weight. He is a big cat. I mean, he has a big skeleton to him, big bone structure, but he was 16 pounds last time I took him to the vet. And, you know, for 5 years old, you can see how big he is compared to my hand. Now, I don't think he's necessarily too overweight because he is a big size, but we're gonna start putting them on a feeding schedule so that he can lose weight. So the brand I'm gonna start with is Purina Pro Plan. I'm not sponsoring them. I'm not getting paid for this video. I'm literally trying this out for the first time, and I'm gonna record the progress on the way. So it does say here, I think it says here on the bag. No, maybe it was a different brand. There was a different brand that said in order to, you know, start weight management for your cat is to take the regular food that they normally eat and have that be, you know, 75% of the bowl and start adding the weight management food into it so that over time, you know, they eat it by accident, they start getting accustomed to it, and it'll be easier to make a switch. When you change cat foods quickly, the cats don't really, it's either hit or miss. They will either like it a lot and start eating it, or you will have a cat that will not eat its food and continue to cry until you feed it what you used to feed it. I don't know why I was just filming the bag. So this is what I did here. You can see the new food is kind of mixed in. There's Chew enjoying his lunch. I'm so ashamed to say we were feeding them all kitten food, and I will tell you why, because I did not do this correctly. Me and my fiance, we got a new kitten, obviously, as you remember Gemma from my other videos, and look at him eating the food off the floor. What are you doing? You know, oh, Jesus. You're the worst, Sly. But anyway, so we would have 2 bowls of the adult food and 1 bowl out of the kitten food. And wouldn't you know, all of the cats, all the adults would just go straight to the kitten food. So we just stopped buying the adult food because it would just sit there. We tried the separation thing. We tried to separate the kitten and the adults. And, you know, honestly, I'm going to say we were just too busy. We were just too busy. We couldn't keep up with it. There was times where neither of us would be in the house for maybe 12 hours in the day because we both have crazy work schedules. But now I'm starting to get into my own little routine. I'm not teaching in the early mornings, and he comes home earlier in the evenings now. So we have time to start this feeding schedule. So that's probably rule number 1. Make sure that you can set a schedule that you can commit. Because honestly, if you're putting the food away or not having it laying out, then the cats are depending on you. I mean, your life, or their life is in your hands, and their food is in your hands. So if you can't leave it out all the time, the schedule that you choose for your cats has to be something you can commit to as well. So anyway, back to our schedule, back to our feeding. So this is 8 ounces. This is, I filled it pretty high, and I'm just gonna keep it. I'm not going to refill it, it's just going to stay like this for the rest of the day so that I will be able to tell how much is being eaten. And because we have 4 cats, we have a maximum of 4 cups out right now. However, you will see, now I took this from the Purina Pro bag. This feeding schedule has the amount of food that they should have daily. So for a 5 to 9 pound cat, it should be no more than 2/3, no less than 1/3 cup. And for a 10% calorie reduction, which I also saw in the bag because I am trying to get Sly to lose weight, we would decrease that from 1/4 to 1/2. But of course, for our cats who are 5 to 9, they do not need to lose weight. They're fine. They could even have maybe a little bit more than this because Sphinxes have very high metabolisms. They need to eat more often. We're a little generous with their food, and Gemma is still growing, so she's gonna keep eating the kitten food at that rate. So 10 to 14 pound, first of all, I was like, oh gosh, it stops at 14. My cat is over that. That means they consider that to be the maximum weight. Otherwise, you got a problem. So clearly, we're doing the 10% calorie reduction. I filled it 1 cup today because this is what he's used to. I don't want to shock his system, and I kind of overfilled it a little bit, but I didn't mean to put a whole cup in there, but I did. So anyway, so this is what we're gonna eventually get to. I'm gonna have him probably somewhere between this. I don't think I'm gonna go 1/2 cup. He is a big cat. I'm not trying to make him emaciated. I certainly don't want to starve my cat, so I'm gonna be giving him as much as I can and seeing how his weight gets, you know, what happens, how it progresses. So anyway, on this schedule, I have the set times. This is so that I can remember, you know, and so that my fiance can remember. If I tell him, who knows? But at least there's a piece of paper here, and we can be like, okay. So in the morning, what I'm gonna do is leave the bowls out for this whole time, cause our cats. If I put the food out, Sly will not go and eat it with the rest of the cats. He's usually not interested when I put the food out and when I pour the bowls the first time I do it. Maybe you have a cat that's like that too. Some cats just run right up to the bowl and are just yelling and yelling until you put it down. And that's how our Sphinxes are, and Gemma's like that too. But they won't sit and eat for a long period of time. They'll just, you know, sit there for a couple minutes, get a little bit of their fill. But as we know, cats are carnivores, they are predators, they are meant, their bodies are built to hunt, eat, sleep. Hunt, eat, sleep. Hunt, eat, sleep. So while they may be hungry now, then they're going to go bathe themselves and sleep. They're going to chase each other around, and then they're going to get hungry again. So I do want to keep it out for an hour just because I know that they'll come and go as they please, and they're not going to eat the entire bowl within one setting as soon as I put it down. If your cat does, then you don't want to do that. Then you want to put the bowls down and just sit there and monitor them, and you know, once it's about 1/3 empty, like once they've eaten 1/3 of it, put it away. Because we're feeding the cats 3 times in the day. So 1/3, they should be eating a total of 1/3 during each of that. Now, if they don't, you know, they will have other chances. Like if they're like, oh, it's just the morning, I'm still frisky, I want to run around, I want to play, then they'll have another chance to get it here. But anyway, so here I have 8 ounces, which is 1 cup, equals approximately 112 grams of the food, total food max per day. And this was, again, just based on the Purina Pro plan. I'm sure other brands have different, you know, weight proportions. So you just want to, I would just stick with the 1 cup as a general rule. That seems like a nice evened out number that you don't really have to try very hard to remember. So if you're interested, I do have a copy of my feeding schedule in a PDF download link. Feel free to grab that if you want to print it out and write down your own concoction for your kitties and tape it up so that you have something to remind you as well. Feel free to take it. It's there for you if you want it. Okay, well, I will check back in with progress to see how this feeding schedule is going to turn out, and we will monitor Sly's weight, currently 16 pounds. Hopefully in a month, 2 months, I'll come back with a better number. Get him nice and lean and healthy and active again. Right now, they're just enjoying the sun. Enjoying the sun. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.